guys, so today I wanted to do something a little different. It's not going to be like a vlog style video, but more or less just me sitting down and showing you something that I've been working on. I wanted to show you this. It's the Our Story scrapbook for Trevor and I. So I started this scrapbook, let's see, back in end of June, early July. And that was in 2017. So I've been doing this for like a year now. What it started out was, this is a happy planner, like a regular sized happy planner. And it started out as something where instead of every week of planning in it, I wanted to use like the weekly pages and do like a scrapbook, like a memory keeping in it. And it started out like that, and I was doing it almost every week for maybe a month. And then we went to Indiana, things kind of fell apart, I didn't get back into it. And later on, I decided that I would just use it to document like important days. So it became more of like a special scrapbook, and at that point that I decided to go back into it, I'm pretty sure I was already engaged, so I knew that I wanted this to be like a Danyell and Trevor kind of scrapbook. So it really evolved and turned into something that showcases our story, which is why I call it the Our Story scrapbook. So like I said, this started end of June, and Trevor proposed to me end of October, I believe. So it's documented in here. So I have the moment from when he asked my parents when we were in Indiana over the summer. He asked my parents for permission, and at the time, obviously, I didn't know that that's what he was doing, but he told me, and so I was able to document that. And then after we were engaged, the entire preparation of kind of getting the wedding together, I have little snippets from our save the dates, things like that. Like, it turned into like a smash book of sorts, and it's just a documentation of everything that happened up until we got married. So now that we're married, I will have another scrapbook that's designated to our honeymoon and our wedding, just full out scrapbook designated to that, because I have so many pictures and so many things I want to document. But then from then on out, the plan is to do like one of these every year. So this is our story leading up to our marriage. Then we have, we'll hopefully eventually have like Trevor and Danyell year 1. And it's like the first year of our marriage, and year 2 and year 3. And then someday when we have kids, they'll have their own. And I know I'm being really ambitious, but this wasn't really hard to make after I decided what I was doing with it. And so I really like it, and I want to show you guys the flip through. So let's go ahead and turn the camera down, and I'll show you what's inside here. Okay guys, so the audio might have changed a little bit. I pulled the mic closer to me, so hopefully it sounds a lot better. But this is the cover here. It's actually just a cover I made myself, laminated and hole punched with the Happy Planner hole punch thing. And it starts out with the first page of the Happy Planner, which comes in every Happy Planner. It basically says, "This belongs to Mr. and Mrs. Lang." Aw, how cute. The 2017-2018 overview here is how I kind of highlighted which weeks I was documenting. So as you can see, I started here end of June, like I said, and was doing it every week pretty consistently, and then things kind of fell apart. I did scrapbook some in August and September, but I forgot to highlight that, so I'll have to come back in and do that. I got these plastic covers late in the game and just filled them up with like extra pictures I had. It was, I don't know, I love these. They're so cute. And on the back here, I was able to write like what each picture is. So they're random pictures. So as I look at them, if I want to remember what event this was from, I flip back here and it's Christmas shopping on the 3rd of 2016. So it's really cool. I have a couple of these just randomly interspersed throughout here for whenever I have extra pictures. There's some vellum. And then here's the first intro I have to what this book is. So it says, "Our Story. This is the story of Danyell and Trevor, told in the perspective of Danyell. It starts June 26, 2017, about 9 months after their first date. At this point, Danyell and Trevor had fallen head over heels, and both were pretty sure they'd spend together forever together." So like I said in the little intro, this is told entirely from my perspective. So it makes it kind of cool because there's bits and bobs from Trevor, but it really starts out really truly in my perspective. So this is when I first started, and I thought I was going to document every single week. And so it's a little bit different than how I did it later on, and you'll see kind of the shift. But I was like going down day by day and like kind of talking about the highlights that I did every day. So this week, I'm just going to go over every week and why it's special and why it's documented. This week, my best friend Katie asked me to be one of her bridesmaids. So I have that little leaf in here. All I did was I took the card, and this is like glitter washi tape, and I put just paper. It's like random paper, as you can tell, and hole punched it so then it can pop in here. And I just documented that and talked about it. So here it says, today I said yes to one of my BFs from college. I talk about what I did every day. And then these pictures here are from my Polaroid Zip. I love that little thing. So there's all sorts of cameras or printers on the market now that do like little prints. So the Polaroid Zip does this, and it's a little bit bigger than the actual box. But if I turn it sideways and then cut it in half, so if it's like 2 pictures, then they fit perfectly. So it just depends on how I printed them out. So for example, I have these 2 full ones, and then these 2 were on the same sheet, and I cut them in half. The next week was 4th of July. This is a really fun little spread. It just like, it looks really cool. And you can see this one's a little different because I didn't document like day by day. So obviously these 2 pictures are from the same day, not the 3rd and the 4th, but from the same day. So it's more or less, this is an overview of the entire week. So this is pretty cool. And I got some new tattoos. This week's is not one of my favorites. We went to the zoo, and I think it was just like the kit that I used, all these different colors, made it not feel like it had a theme, and it seemed a little random. And then this week here is leading up to our trip to Indiana. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we were in Indiana. So I don't really care about what was happening over here. I just wanted to document Indiana. So I outlined what we were doing during the first part of the week, and then Indiana trip. So this is where it gets really fun, and we have lots of pictures from that. Here's more Indiana trip. It kind of goes with the same thing. I wanted these 2 spreads to look similar, so the kind of like the blue color is still carried over into this spread, so it doesn't look like 2 different things, because we were in Indiana this whole week as well. And then here's where I came back in later on after the fact and wrote out that apparently while we were in Indiana, Trevor was busy asking my parents for permission to marry me. According to Trevor, he woke up early one day while I slept in. My parents are almost always up early, so he was able to grab a coffee with them and ask them both for their approval. Of course, they said yes, because Trevor is perfect and makes me so happy. And then I have a piece of acetate. And then here it says, after this, things happened fast. So this is when I fell off of the scrapbooking wagon. You know, I came in here after the fact, after he'd proposed, and decided that I wanted to document kind of our life together in here. So our first thing that happened, and it did happen shortly after we got back from Indiana, was when we bought our house. So we don't have a lot of pictures from buying our house, actually, because it was just such a fast, crazy process. And I wasn't thinking about taking pictures. We also didn't vlog the time when we were buying the house. It was only after the fact. So we have some before pictures before we painted the wall in our living room. It used to be all wood paneling. One of my family friends sent us a card telling us that they loved us and welcome to our house and all that kind of stuff. So I just hole punched that and tipped it in. And then I documented the entire process and journaled about what was going on. So we bought a house, we bought a washer and dryer, which was a big deal. The very first thing we put into our cabinets was a box of popcorn. So I have a picture of that, and that's really fun. Shortly after we moved in, my family came to visit, and mostly I thought it was just to see the house. Little did I know, Trevor had been planning this since we've been to Indiana, trying to get them to come, because he wanted his family here and my family. So shortly after we bought the house, October 21st, 2017, he proposed to me. These are so cute. So I made this little pocket, and these are his literal notes that he took when he was trying to figure out what he wanted to say. It's so sweet, and I'm so glad I have that. So it's just tipped in here on this little card that I made. And then on the back, I had to put this, but I didn't want it to be like in the actual spread. But the day that he proposed to me, we actually got the fire department called on us because we were having a fire in our backyard and our neighbors were not happy about it. But we weren't in trouble at all. The fire department did not care, but they had to come. So here's everything he proposed. I documented it all and like wrote my little journal entries. And then the next day, we went to a pumpkin patch with my family, and the whole entire trip, I was just like trying to take a million pictures, trying to show off my ring. I was so happy. And then this is a card from my mom and my family, basically just telling me how excited they are. This is so sweet to have this because obviously they bought it before I was engaged, and they just, I don't know, it just makes me happy. So then here starts the wedding planning. So this is when we picked our venue and when I asked my nephews to be my ring bearers. And then here's when I picked out my dress. So I wanted to document it, but I didn't at the time want my actual dress to be in here. So these are all pictures of different dresses I tried on. Here's some little, a little bit of acetate that I thought looked really cute in here. And then more pictures, and here I say, these are not my actual dress. And I did that all around Christmas time, so this is my week for Christmas. I tipped in a card here from Trevor's grandpa. Talked about all the things we did for Christmas. And then here's all our Christmas cards. So I thought this was really fun, a fun way to save cards. So obviously all Christmas we like hung them on our door and displayed them there. But after the fact, I didn't really know what to do with them. So I took them all and tipped them in here. So we have every Christmas card that everybody gave us, and we'll get to keep it in here forever. And so I layered them so a way that they wouldn't be as bulky. This is kind of a bulky section, but I tried to like put this one at the top, and then since this is at the top, I put another one down at the bottom so that way it evened out the weight in the planner. So we have all of these Christmas cards in here from family. Nothing really big happened after that, so I documented my first Valentine's Day with him as his fiance and journaled about that. And then here's our engagement pictures. Here's another one of those little sleeves where you can put pictures in. So I just wanted to stick them all down. Weren't a lot of words to describe it, just wanted to display the pictures. And then here's some more wedding decisions. So this is when we decided on his suit and how that would look. This is an inspo picture of my cake that I wanted. I tipped in our save the dates. So now I'll always have those and I'll remember what that looked like. And I made it actually look like how we sent it to everybody. So I actually even put a stamp here. I just wanted it to look really real. I wanted to remember exactly what they all look like. So our return address here, instead of having the person's address, I put open to see our save the dates. While this was all going on, obviously life is still going on. So we decided to start a videography business for weddings. We have all the equipment for our vlogs and for like YouTube and stuff. And I was like, well, we might as well. And we might as well like see if we can get good at it and stuff. So the first people who really let us do that was a family friend of Trevor's. And so it was really great. And it was really a perfect opportunity for us, and since then we've booked quite a few different weddings. Next, I documented our birthday. So this is our birthday week. His birthday is the week before mine, and then mine is right after that. So we usually celebrate it all at the same time. His family came down, and we went and saw Sporting Kansas City. So this is our little printable ticket from that. And then on the side, his parents both gave us a card. So I just put those two cards there. Here's my bridal shower in Kansas. I had a Kansas bridal shower and an Indiana one. So this is everything that happened at my Kansas bridal shower. Lots of fun pictures. And then a couple weeks later, I went to Indiana for my Indiana bridal shower and also my Indiana bachelorette party. Well, my only bachelorette party. I only had one in Indiana. So I had to put in this tip in of pictures because we got lots of pictures from my bachelorette trip. It was so fun. I wore a little crown. We floated the river and then we went out to like a bar and some places afterwards. The river was like the most fun. That's all I wanted to do. I kind of planned my bachelorette trip. I just told my sisters, I was like, I want to float the river. So there wasn't really much planning after that. It was really fun. And we had like one of those blow up rings, and I made everybody these little like jugs that said like bridesmaid on them, and they had a bow, and we filled it with like jungle juice. It was a lot of fun. And then here's my my bridal shower. It was a his and hers shower because we wanted Trevor to attend since we were in Indiana, and it was a great time for him to meet a lot of my family that he hasn't met since we don't live in Indiana and all my family does. I put in some games that we played, the little like papers we filled out, stuff like that. And then here's the last page. It's kind of not filled in, but at this point I really don't know what to put in it. So these are our wedding invitations and our RSVP cards. And I took some pictures one day and put those in there, but you can see like this is blank and this is blank. I didn't really know what to do or what to say, so I might just come in here and journal a little bit. And then lastly, I have some more pictures. This is going to go in my other scrapbook. But yeah, so that is our story. I think it perfectly documents like the first year before we got married, which is what I wanted. And then I'm so excited to make another one in the future of like our year 1 and year 2 and year 3 and everything. So I love the Happy Planner for making like Smashbook album style things. It just works perfect with the discs, and I can get bigger ones if this was like too chunky. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little flip of our stories scrapbook, and I'm so excited to show you more as we make more. I might have like scrapbook with me videos coming soon. If you guys would like that, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below any suggestions you have for future videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Boop.